Well, over the years, governments have grappled with the question of how to close the gap between Indigenous Australians and non-Indigenous counterparts. The data is damning, especially in education, where Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander students make up just over 2% of domestic university enrolments, with Indigenous men more likely to go to jail than university. That is the raw fact. One organisation is trying to turn the tide, and that is the Australian Indigenous Education Foundation. It provides Indigenous children with the support they need to continue their studies. And joining me now is an alumni of that program, Mitchell Michael. Mitchell, great to see you. What a program this is. Can you tell us your experience with the program?
Yes, of course. Program AIEF, I've been a part of since 2010, so coming down from a small community in Cape York, Cooktown, AIEF gave me the opportunity to go to boarding school in Ipswich, which was excellent. I thought Brisbane was big, but Sydney's even bigger. But it was good to to get out of North Queensland and start seeing the world and start travelling a bit. And AIEF has definitely kick-started that for me.
Yeah. So since 2010, you say?
Yes, yeah.
So how did you first come by each other?
So I did a lot of sports in the younger days, and to get into some of the schools you need to be on different sporting scholarships. And the best part about AIEF, it wasn't based on sports, so regardless if you were there for sports or not, you were going to a decent school to be given an excellent opportunity for education and a future. So
was it part of it being able to help you identify what you wanted to do, what you wanted to study, if you wanted to study?
I think growing up in a small town, you're not sure what you can do and what you can be. Definitely you see things on TV and you never know what your possibilities are until, I guess, you're given the door and you just walk through it. And that's what AIEF has done. A lot of what I'm doing now, I never thought I was possible when I was young. I hadn't even considered, because it wasn't some of the opportunities that we have.
Yeah. Like they say, you can only be what you can see, and that is true for all of us, yes. Not just in Indigenous communities. So what are you doing now?
So currently I work as an environmental consultant in Brisbane. I get to work on a lot of Queensland Transport and Main Roads projects, but we also dabble in a few other industries, especially renewable space as well.
I heard you gave a pretty awesome speech last night.
Yes, super nervous, but it was it all came through pretty well. And the key for me in being given the opportunity to come and speak was to actually try and relay some messages to the younger generation that all these things you see other people doing, you can do. You're more than talented, and you have the right platform.
Yeah, and Mitchell, I am conscious that as I sit at this desk every day and I report on Indigenous affairs, not a lot of it's positive. And I guess your message to the younger generation is that there are so many positive stories with Indigenous children doing amazing things, and you're an example of that. You're a role model. Did you know that?
No, I didn't think I was. I just keep my head down. There are plenty of examples, a lot that come before me. And education is the biggest part of that. Sports has taken me some of the ways in my early days, but education, I think, will carry me a long way from here. Yeah.
Were you a good sportsman?
In school days, I did okay.
What sport?
But a little bit in the track and field space.
Okay.
Competing for Queensland and whatnot. But
you're a little bit too humble here this morning.
No. I like to. I like to relay the education message. I went as far as staying back an extra year at high school so I can get into uni, because no one in my family had gone to uni. It was something I really wanted to do. It's something I thought in my early days I couldn't do, wasn't possible. And hopefully now that I've not only done that, but I've done a postgrad and an extra couple of certificates.
That's amazing.
It just shows that it's just time.
So
and effort.
Was it harder than you thought?
No. The hardest part would be leaving family to go to boarding school for 5 years.
Yeah, of course.
The uni part is it's extra time away, but I found it to be much easier. You manage your own time and you can go home when you want to go home.
Yeah. So part of what you've been given is not just the opportunity, but also, most importantly, the support network.
Yes.
Yeah, so you didn't feel homesick or too lonely.
No.
Because it's a long way away from home.
It is. It's
especially when you're that young.
It's close to 2,500 kilometres just for me, and there's other students that come from, you know, further up the Cape into the Torres Strait and across Australia. So it wasn't a long trip for me comparatively, but no, definitely worth the travel.
2,500 K is pretty decent,
Yeah,
I reckon.
I'm doing the drive soon. So.
Are you?
Yes.
How long is that going to take? Couple
2
of
days. 2 days, 3 days.
Okay, well, it's a pleasure to talk to you this morning. Congratulations, and you are a role model and an inspiration
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Thanks.